Welcome to Who is Who on the Global Clusters, powered by the social, digital, and print media network of the Global Clusters. Here, we shine the spotlight on Clusterians, their stories, and their impact on our global family.
My name is Titilayo Alaba. I'm the 001 of the social, digital, and print media network of the Global Clusters worldwide. And here with me in the studio this afternoon, we have a very, very important person within the Global Cluster. Sir, in your own words, would you please introduce yourself?
Hi, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. My name is Michael Bingashi. I am the 001, the Global Security Clusters of the Global Cluster, retired Army officer from the British Army, and I am currently based in the United Kingdom.
Awesome. Thank you for that. My first question to you today would be, what do you do? How did you find out about the global clusters, and what is your area of expertise within global clusters?
It's really funny. My story, I think, within the global clusters is almost now very well documented. What I haven't said or told you so far is the fact that I'm also a Nollywood actor. I was in Nigeria in May, prepping for this iconic movie role that I was to play a returnee, a Nigerian returnee, and it just so happened that I was introduced to the global president on this particular day. After hearing about my life and the things that I had done, he then didn't even mince his words. He said, we are looking at the 001 global security clusters of the global clusters. I looked at him, I thought, what are you talking about? I've never heard of I've never heard of the global clusters. And what does that do for me? And he started to explain his vision with what he, what had been laid on his heart to do for humanity. Now, I've always been that kind of person, obviously, with all the military work that I've done, a lot of the work I've done towards peacekeeping and etc. and so forth, and all the humanitarian things that I've allowed myself to get involved with, and also having been someone who that desire is to come back to Nigeria, to be part of the solution to a lot of the problems. Obviously I would be looking to work with people both in local government and federal government. I've had ideas in the past which I had passed on to people, asking them to find me an inroad, and it was as if to say God answered my prayers all in one visit to Nigeria, because I met His Excellency the global president, and our conversations, they were very, very educational. It gave me the inspiration to want to take up what he was offering me, and the rest, as they say, is his history.
Wow, that's amazing, and it's for me. I always say that I like to sit and just sit at the feet of great people and listen and learn. When people talk, and I can use for my own life. Okay, sir, thank you for all that you have shared with us so far. Now, my next question for you would be, standing where you're standing and looking at where the global clusters are right now, what would be a word of advice, a nugget of wisdom that you would have for clusterians worldwide?
Thank you for that. That's actually a really good question, because I've had the honor. I would honestly say I've had the honor of being a clusterian for a year plus now. I've also had the added honor of being an 001 for over a year. I've also had the extended honor of, through being someone who through the global clusters have utilized my social media in ways, or in a way that I never would have thought or dreamt of. through the global clusters, I have met some of the most remarkable people that I would never have in a million lifetimes thought that I would have met, dined with, drank with, spoken with, or rubbed shoulders with. And I've always made this known, and I've never hidden this from anybody. What I would say to clusterians old and new is this, right? Now, a lot of we people of color have spent an eternity looking up to and dancing around and bigging up whatever comes from the West. And I'm not talking about West Africa. I'm talking about the West, England, America, any country where we don't have people of color. Even though they have a color, but they are people that are not of color. Right? Now, the global clusters is giving you the opportunity. That's with a capital O. The opportunity to embrace something that came out of Africa. It is giving you the opportunity to realize that without getting the approval of John Smith or Adam Jones or Bertha or Magdalene, right? But, you know, whatever your name is, whether it's Ade, Olu, or Ayo, right? Kwame, Kwesi, or Abla, right? You have the opportunity to embrace something that was Africa born. Right? People have heard me say it on live feed, on live streams, on other people's mind surgeries. My motto, my mantra, my everything, as far as this is concerned now, this that I've allowed myself to get involved in and that I am putting every fiber of my passion into, is me telling people it is time to make Africa great again. Right? Now, you could be Christian, Muslim, Hindu, Sikh, Hare Krishna, Buddhist, whatever. Right? Put your religion to one side. Right? Religion only works when you work. When you go into a church today, the pastor will not reckon with you unless you're putting down big sums of money. Right? The imam will not reckon with you unless you're putting down big sums of money. Right? Now, I'm not saying to you, you've got to go out and start robbing banks so that people can see that you've got lots of money. What I'm saying to you is this. In the words of Robert T. Kiyosaki, the guy who wrote Rich Dad, Poor Dad, why work for money when money can work for you? Right? Let's go out there and make our money. Let's start making the black pound again. Let's start making the black dollar again. Let's start making the naira relevant. Let's start making the cities relevant. And we can do this, right? We can do this by annoying the slave master. Right? And I'm going to use that word, and I'm not using it loosely. Right? Too many of our people today are still enslaved in their mind. Right? If Sky or Titi or Benga or somebody comes up with an idea, right? Nobody's ready to listen. But the moment that Mr. Facebook puts an idea out there, everyone will jump on it. The moment X, Mr. Elon Musk, goes out there with an idea, everyone's ready to jump on it. But the moment John Adekwe Koko decides to put something out there, you're skeptical because you don't trust him. Because why? Because he's black, because he's African, because he's Nigerian, because he's Ghanaian, he's from Sierra Leone, he's from Mali, Niger, or Ivory Coast, or any of these black countries. Right? And while you're busy doing that, you're putting the money back into their pocket, and you're wondering why your country's currency is being devalued. Right? Let us embrace the global clusters. Right? I'm saying this, I'm putting my heart on my sleeve. The global clusters is here to stay. The global clusters is the future, right? The global clusters will only work if you make it work. It will only fail if you make it fail, right? Nobody gives birth to a child and prays that that child is unsuccessful, right? We have given birth to the global clusters. Whilst we are still alive, the global clusters must not only grow, but it must graduate. It must have children and it must have grandchildren. And we've got to be here to see that.
Yeah.
So I am calling on all clusterians, wherever you are in the world, right? Prove to yourself that as a person of color, as an African, you are. Right? Prove to yourself that you are. Remember, like those of us who have gone through the Bible, they said, the Bible says that when people ask me to say who sent me, tell them I am sent you. Right? Now I'm telling you clusterians today, right? Let all of the industries of the world, let all the social medias of the world, let all the inventors of the world, let everybody of the world know that you are. Right? You are what? You are great. You are resourceful. You are the future. You are the person that holds the key to what matters the most in the future. Right? Yes, in every revolution, in everything that happens in the world, there's somebody. Yes, and we have somebody too. His name is Dr. Adekunle Badmus. Right? The way he bigs us all up, I'm about to big him up too. Right? This is a man who, when I met him, right, he, even though I'm 6'2" and he is not, right, he looks taller than me. Right? He talks taller than me. His ambitions are taller than me. His vision is taller than me. Right? Now I'm calling on everybody. If you truly believe that in the land of Africa, right? And let's get it right. The land of Africa is where evolution began. Right? People need to go and do their research. If you as a person of color believes you are worthy to be called an African, right? I'm laying down the challenge now. Right? Rally behind the global clusters, the creator, the creators, and the supporters of the global clusters. And let us make this thing, this entity, this phenomena, let us make it massive and gargantuan. Right? In a year's time, let's have white people clamoring for a piece of this. Let's have Donald Trump, right, ranting on social media about how we're so great and that, you know, he wants to sanction us because America should be handling this. Right? It's in your hands now, clusterians. Right? It is in your hands. I'm a clusterian. Proud to be. Proud to be. T is a clusterian. I'm proud to be. Right? I've got family and friends who are now clusterians. I'm proud to be. Right? Let's all rally together. Let's join hands. Let's join hearts and souls, minds, and everything we've got to take this global cluster through the stratosphere.
Amazing. And those were very, very powerful words, very inspirational. Thank you so much for that input. And then, like, on the parting note, I would like to ask of you, how do we connect with you?
You can connect with me on TikTok. Sir underscore Mo underscore Esquire. That's Sir, usual spelling, SIR underscore MOE underscore ESQ. Or I can be found on Facebook under the name, I think it's Michael Gwingawashi. Because a lot of that stuff is obviously my acting work and everything. But I can be emailed on Michael.Amos, that's Michael, MICHAEL .AMOS at Clearcross, that's KLEAR CROSS.com, because I'm also the CEO of the Clear Cross Group, which is based in the United Kingdom, but will soon be registered in Nigeria. Other than that, you can find me on the Global Clusters Network. Ask of me through T or through His Excellency himself. And my door is always open. I'm always ready to talk to people.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you. And hopefully in future, when we come calling, you will make yourself available for us again. But today, it's been awesome. Thank you so much. Thank you. For today, it's been awesome. We were so glad that you took the time out to spend time with us and just give us a few words and share a little bit of yourself for us to be able to get to know you better. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
That was another edition of Who is Who on the Global Clusters, brought to you by your social, digital, and print media network. Every clustering counts and every story shines. See you in the next spotlight.